Good morning, SKN. I'm Andre Cunningham.
And I am Cortense Carty. And Andre, can we contain our excitement this morning?
Listen.
High five.
I am on cloud 9 this morning.
I don't even know if I'm on cloud 9. Maybe I'm past that.
Can you guess why? Tell the audience why we are on cloud 9 this morning.
Folks, we are so grateful. Thank you. We are at 1K subscribers. Oh my God. This is the best way to start this morning. The bomb.com.
I know. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for the subscription. Listen, we stuck at about $9.95 last, and then just see it gradually climbing.
Listen,
boom.
I saw $9.95, then I saw somebody unsubscribe. You were like, no, please come back.
It happens, but we are so grateful.
We are grateful.
It's only going to get better.
Only up from here.
Yep. But here's what's happening on the local scene for us this morning. This one comes to us by way of a press release by the Nevis Island Administration. The following is an address by the Honorable Janelle Nisbet, Minister of Gender Affairs, on the occasion of International Day of the Boy Child 2023. Founder of this day, Dr. Jerome Tilak Singh, underscored that on the media there are regular incidents in which young, misguided boys and teenagers are involved in crime and violence. If a boy child is neglected or fed a diet of hate and violence, it is obvious he will develop into a teenager who is misguided and confused. There is an urgent need to focus on the home and school in order to save the boy child. This is why at the Department of Gender Affairs, Nevis, we have focused our efforts on shining a spotlight on positive role models in the form of boys and men. Peer role models are recognized through the Boy of Excellence Awards annually, awarded to one outstanding male student in each of the public and private primary and secondary schools on the island. It is envisioned that this initiative motivates other young boys to emulate the positive characteristics of the awardees, while underscoring the need for positive behavior to be recognized as loudly as the negative is often reported.
So I like that the boy child is being recognized, because as the story rightly said, each one reach one. So they're going to see that those gentlemen are being, or those boys are being and recognized and try to emulate. Indeed. So boys, keep doing well. We need you. You are our future. As we continue our story, this story comes from SKNIS. 30 adolescent treatment professionals in St. Kitts and Nevis are this week engaged in a training program geared towards equipping them with the tools to identify, assess, and treat adolescents with substance use disorders. The adolescent drug treatment training, which runs from May 15th to 19th, is being facilitated by the St. Kitts and Nevis National Council on Drug Abuse Prevention in collaboration with the Demand Reduction Unit of the Inter-American Drug Abuse Control Commission within the Organization of American States, the OAS. The week-long training program forms part of the National Drug Council's continued efforts in the prevention and abatement of drug misuse and abuse among the nation's youth. So, congratulations to those 30, and make use of what you would have learned. As we say, we need today's youth is tomorrow's generation. So we need them indeed.
Fascinating story there. And still on the local scene, this one comes to us from the St. Kitts Nevis Vibes. Students of the Keon Primary School will have an opportunity to showcase their diverse talents on the night of Friday, May 26th at the hosting of the Excellence Princess and Calypso show. 5 females are expected to participate in the princess category of the show. They include Denise Wilkes, Tatiana Cleary, Tashinia Thomas, Melisha Sutton, and Bijanelle Gibson. Additionally, Ezekiel Hudgens, Jamia Buchanan, Judah Prince, Nazai Williams, and Elijah Mitchum are the Calypsonians who are expected to participate in the show. A Win FM reporter spoke to Mr. Javan Connonier, principal of the Keon Primary School, on Tuesday morning, May 16, 2023. The principal said the event was held in 2019, but due to the conditions surrounding the COVID-19 pandemic, the show wasn't held in 2020, 2021, and 2022. However, Kanane shared the event's purpose and how it could impact the lives of the participating students.
And that's good. I'm glad that everything's back on.
I know.
COVID be gone and stay gone.
And Kian does always put on a fantastic show. We have to give it to them.
Yeah, and their Green Valley show is coming up soon too, so it's going to be a big thing.
Can't wait.
We go now to the weather forecast. It is partly cloudy with a high of 86 and a low of 77 degrees Fahrenheit. Listen, this morning was hot, hot, hot. It is already 80 degrees of Fahrenheit. Take a look at your hourly and weekly weather and stay tuned for regional and international news here in Good Morning SKN. Go tell a friend to tell your friend to tell their family that we're on. Turn on your devices. See you after this.
Yeah.
An exotic experience.
If you're joining us, this is Good Morning SKN, and you are just in time for the regional news. It comes from Loop Caribbean. 40 students from Grenada had the opportunity to complete their Caribbean Primary Exit Assessment, the CPAE, online. ICT officer in the Ministry of Education, Katie DeCostu, said while the e-testing for CPEA is new, the students were able to easily manipulate the system. He said, and quote, "First of all, you had to determine if the students have the digital skill set to do the exam online, because we are starting from scratch. We had to do an assessment with all the schools that were selected to determine their digital skills," end quote. The Kotu explained schools were chosen based on their size, location, and involvement with the ICT throughout the year. The ICT officer added that there are schools already requesting to be a part of the CPEA online exams in 2024. So great strides. Technology is really taking over.
It sure is.
Yeah.
And here's what's happening on the international scene. This one comes to us by way of a press release. The creator of the advanced chatterbox ChatGPT has called on US lawmakers to regulate artificial intelligence AI. Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT, testified before a US Senate committee on Tuesday about the possibilities and pitfalls of the new technology. In a matter of months, several AI models have entered the market. Mr. Altman said a new agency should be formed to license AI companies. ChatGPT and other similar programs can create incredibly human-like answers to questions but can also be widely inaccurate. He said that AI could be as big as the printing press, but acknowledged its potential dangers. He added, and quote, "There will be an impact on jobs. We try to be very clear about that," end quote. However, some senators argued new laws were needed to make it easier for people to sue OpenAI. What was clear from the testimony is that there is bipartisan support for a new body to regulate the industry. However, the technology is moving so fast that legislators also wondered whether such an agency would be capable of keeping up. Interesting.
AI is being blamed for a lot of things, and AI is doing a lot of things that they're not allowed to do. So I guess that's why they're opening avenues.
It needs to be regulated.
Yeah.
I agree.
To avoid to avoid being sued.
Right, right, indeed. Well, there you have it, folks. That's all we have for you this morning in local, regional, and international news. Stay with us. Much more when we return on GMSKN.
Yo, this is your boy Smiley of the Grandmasters Band, and you're watching GMSKN. Hey, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, just make sure you're watching GMSKN. What up?
What will it take to grab the attention of someone with the power to make your dream come true? 7 hopeful entrepreneurs in search of the finances necessary to take their ideas to the next level.
This is their lives, right? This is their business.
4 savvy business owners ready to make a pragmatic investment.
You can't help people if you can't help yourself. First you make the dollar and you give the dollar.
Why you take your business offline?
I really feel that you need to do a little bit more research.
Very knowledgeable. Super knowledgeable.
You have a great idea and a great concept. I think you'd be snapped up by Disney.
If you have a job someplace, it means that if something is not working, you can walk away.
Who will invest?
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Thank you. And who will be sent home with nothing? I am your host, Kevin Hope.
No cash, no card, no problem. JAD. Embrace the freedom.
位朋友，大家好. Greetings, my lovely people. I'm Chantel, residing in Taiwan. 12 hours time difference. It's nighttime here, morning time in SK. I'm busy and on the go. However, I always manage to keep up to date with what's happening in SK. All thanks to Good Morning SKN. Good morning SKN. Ciao, bango!
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. International Day of the Boy Child was celebrated yesterday, May 16th. For this segment, we'll be sharing a bit about the history of the day as well as some insight gathered from a study done in Ghana. And it's funny enough that we spoke about Ghana yesterday.
Indeed.
So we will first speak about the history and significance, and then we will also speak about the theme before we go into the discussion points. So I don't want anybody to wonder what theme.
Right. But happy belated Boys' Day to all.
Yes.
It was yesterday, so.
And happy belated Boys' Day, Andre.
Thank you so much. Well, I'm not a boy anymore. Hello.
You see? This morning he says, Cortensi, you didn't wish me. And I said, Andre, no. You're past the stage. He has to wait until, I can't remember what days, but I think it's November. I think it's November. I want to believe it's in November. Guys, don't go. Okay, it's in November. Right. I wish you happy International Men's Day.
Looking forward.
God's spare.
So let's dive into the history and significance of International Day of the Boys.
Yeah. So whilst we wait, okay, there we go. So May 16th is International Day of the Boy Child. It was founded in 2018 by Jerome Tuloksing, a university lecturer from the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. It focused on boys and their well-being, their need. Could you finish that for me?
Their need to feel happy, healthy, and valued within family and community.
Yeah.
Did you know that it was founded by a Trinidadian?
Trinidadian?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Because he founded International Men's Day too.
Right. Oh, wow.
I guess he realized that nobody was paying attention.
Right.
So he was instrumental in ensuring that it was formed.
And funny enough, back home when it's Boys' Day, we celebrated it in high school. And for that day, all the men becomes teachers.
All the what?
Right. So teachers would take a break for that day and we would actually plan out our segment. We'll actually give the students homework assignments and we literally mark them. So we celebrate Boys' Day in school back home. It's an awesome experience. You dress like a teacher, you put yourself together, you walk with your red pen, all of that fancy stuff.
What is the fascination with students in red pen?
Trust me, just to feel like you're a teacher is an awesome experience.
Yes, that's good. That's good.
So a study was done in Ghana, and it gathered the 5 main points that affect their boys in Ghana.
Well, the theme, we have to do the theme first. So the global theme for 2023 is boys and mental health. And we know that men don't speak.
Correct.
And I think it's the same thing for boys because the boys become the men. And I think it's the space that we create for them because we're like, boys shouldn't cry, boys shouldn't do this, boys shouldn't express their emotion. So that's why I think they keep everything bottled inside and then they don't speak. So we don't know what's happening, and then
it
eventually
affects them mentally. I agree. I totally agree.
Yeah. So we did the history and significance, so we know where it was founded and who founded. We did the theme. Yeah.
Boys and mental health. That's a good topic. A lot of men suffers from mental health.
Because y'all don't speak up.
That's true.
So Andre,
I agree.
Please speak up.
I certainly will. You know I will.
Oh my gosh. So, are we going to move on to let's move on to
this
the study.
Right.
Okay.
So as I said before, a study was done in Ghana and gathered the 5 main factors that affect their boys over there in Ghana. And the first one was father absence phenomenon.
Yeah, and we know how that works.
And it goes further to say many boys in Ghana are growing up in households with little involvement of fathers in their lives due to various reasons, such as death, neglect, or pregnant women by men, poor fatherly leadership and direction in the home, separation, divorce, nature of father job, or migration.
Yeah, because I'm going to start with the positive. Dad left to go somewhere else to make better money to send back to Ghana for you, and he's missing. You speak to him, but you don't have that connection that you might have garnered if your father was closer to you. So
the absence phenomenon definitely take focus on their lives there.
Although he's doing good. And divorce. Oh Lord, we know.
Don't speak on divorce.
Normally, kids who come from divorce home and end up divorce themselves, according to statistics, which is sad. I would hope that you would be the one to break the trend and not continue the trend. But
sad to say, it do happen.
And
the second one found in the study was poor mental health and emotional intelligence awareness. Mental health issues are often stigmatized in Ghana, and boys may struggle to express their emotions and seek help when needed. This lack of awareness and understanding of emotional intelligence can lead to long-term mental health challenges, further leading to unhealthy relationships with themselves and others.
See, and that's what I said. We tell them, don't cry, don't do this, don't do that. They're not going to speak. We have to allow them to be themselves. If they need to cry, let them cry. Just like how we allow the girls to cry to get over their emotions, let the young men cry. Let the young men do what's necessary. And you know, when you do things, you do it and then you learn the lesson. Because you never learn the lesson before you go through the test. So I just think that we should, allow our young boys to be themselves, allow them to express their various emotions, and don't stagnate them.
But what about gender inequality? You think boys are often neglected due to gender inequality?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Boys get more privileges than us because...
Really?
Yes. Girls have to be in by 6 back in the day, and the boys can be out as long as possible. Gender inequality came around recently when we had International Women's Day, because we were fighting to be on the same scale as men. Because, men for the long time were managers. They were at the top. They were CEOs. Women were like, no, know your place. So, but I think just because we think there should be a tough stock, we don't pay much attention to them. But they can be neglected. And the third point says disciplinary discrimination by parents and teachers. And I just touched on that. In some homes and school, boys are often subjected to harsher disciplinary measures than girls, which can have a negative impact on their self-esteem and social development.
Yep, I agree.
Maybe they think boys can take it more.
But why though? That's how the gender inequality thing comes in. Why you always perceive boys that, we can...
Y'all are stronger, technically. I'm not encouraging that, but I'm just answering Andre's point. Y'all are stronger. So maybe that's why they think, the boy could take more licks than the girl. Because the girl is delicate, we have to preserve her delicacy. So she's going to get 4 lashes, but the boy's going to get 10.
I agree.
And they may look at it in a sense that the boy should be the leader. How about that?
I agree. We should be leaders.
Yeah, so they might say, why you did that? And especially, let's say it's in a family dynamic, right? Because at home, the boys tend to get more washed out than the girls, as we say locally. Listen, I have 2 kids next door, and the boy gets washed out.
Imagine that.
Listen, because he's more hyper than her. So he gets more washed out. But parents, we have to be mindful, because the discipline might not be the same, but we have to be fair. We cannot make one child feel lesser than the other. As Andre mentioned, equality, we have to be fair. If you're going to give this cup 4 lashes, give the other cup 4 lashes.
I agree.
Yeah, fair enough.
And, oftentimes females are given the advantage over a boy child simply because of what society portrays them to be, or the environment they belong. That's an interesting development.
You see that.
And the third feed was disciplinary discrimination by parents and teachers.
I did.
We did the third one?
Yeah.
My bad. So insufficient exposure to positive male role models, and mentorship opportunities.
Yeah.
Many boys lack exposure to positive male role models and mentorship opportunities, which can limit their potential for personal and social growth. In recent times, some boys derive inspiration from the male celebrities they see on television or social media platforms who display superficial affluence.
Exactly. It may not be real because we know those persons get wardrobe fitted.
Right.
They from head to toe. So people might say, oh, they own all that. Okay, so this is the life I'm going to aspire to.
Right.
But no, they don't know the inner workings of it. And I find we have more female mentors than we do male.
Currently, we do.
The disproportionate, the disproportion of male to female
it's high.
mentorship is very high.
It is.
So we have to we need you to stand up.
Yep.
We need the young boys. They are the next generation.
And funny enough, back in high school, my generation back then, or my batchmates, I should say, we were like a turning point because that year we saw most males graduate.
Oh, congratulations!
You have most male persons were a part of the student council body, like the prefect body. It was a turning point, and at the end of the year, the CSEC passes, more boys in my batch did well than girls.
Look at you! Congratulations!
I am very proud of my alma mater. It was a changing point for us.
Good stuff.
Yep.
And the fifth point says lack of validation for their feelings, emotions, and interests. As we said, men don't cry is often said to boys and men who express their emotions or tears. This situation often pressurizes boys to conform to traditional masculine norms and suppress their emotions and interests, which leads to a lack of validation for their individuality.
I agree.
So we need to allow them to be themselves.
It's true.
Let them cry.
It's true. And as we wrap up this session, education is the foundation for a successful future, especially when you come on to the male child. However, boys may face unique academic challenges, such as higher dropout rates, learning difficulties, or societal pressure to focus on physical strength rather than intellectual pursuits.
Yeah, because if you realize most of the young men, no pun intended, they end up in construction because they know they can do the hard work,
and
there's not much education or qualification.
And boys, they are perceived to be this strong. I mean, like much focus is placed on us physically and not intellectual. It's a fact. So you find most boys get dropped out. We're not that intelligent, quote unquote. All because of what society says.
And this is why I think that everybody is not inclined to just go to school and learn from the books.
Correct.
Some people just need to be placed where they belong, and I mean this in a good way. So if you see this young gentleman is an artist and you see he's not keen with the books, we should have a program where he can be placed so he deals with arts. And in dealing with the arts, then we can put the books in somewhere and they're going to gravitate. If you see they're good with their hands, put them in woodworking. You see they're good with concrete, put them in masonry. Don't just discount them. Send them to school where they're not catching up and then saying, oh, he disgusting, oh, he not doing his schoolwork. Maybe that's not for him. So we have to find places and we have to be inclusive of our boy children because they are tomorrow's men.
Indeed.
Anything to add on, Joe?
There, I was just about to recommend you should run for Prime Minister, first female Prime Minister. So much thought and so much recommendation.
Thank you, Andre.
Indeed. And there you have it, folks. That's all we have for this segment. Happy International Boys Day to all. It was an awesome experience.
Yeah, all the boys. Remember, you're tomorrow's men. So do your best. Be your best.
Indeed. And we're up on the break, guys. Stay with us. Much more when we return.
Cheers.
An exotic experience.
Good morning, SKN. Wagwan. Yo, this is Ben's Lad coming to you live from Jamaica. You see it, go already. See me, I say Caribbean people stand up and I love this. This show is very important. You understand me? Yeah, man. Studio 327. Ben's Lad. It's a big up. See me, I say. I'm the whole innocent crew. Yeah, man. More love.
Good morning, this is Carol from Lux Carnival, and I listen to Good Morning SKN.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. And according to the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, World Hypertension Day is observed every year on May 17th in order to raise awareness and promote hypertension and prevention, detection, and control. As we recognize that hypertension rates locally and regionally have for years been on an increase, we welcome back General Practitioner Dr. Nugent Wilson to share details on hypertension. Dr. Nugent, welcome to Good Morning SKN.
Welcome back.
Good morning, and thank you for having me once again. And so we're going to have a conversation on hypertension, commonly known as high blood pressure.
Okay, so let's dive into it a little bit. Tell us, what is hypertension and why is it referred to as the silent killer?
Hypertension, medically, we normally recognize an average blood pressure to be just about 120 millimeters of mercury on your top figure, which is also called the systolic blood pressure. Okay. And the systolic blood pressure is actually when the heart drives a beat and pushes blood into the circulatory system. And the bottom pressure, usually we accept an average of just about 80 millimeters of mercury. And that diastolic pressure is when the heart relaxes and takes in some blood. So that pressure should actually be lower. So usually you would hear something over something. Now, if that blood pressure, the systolic being the top pressure, gets to 140 or more, you are considered to be hypertensive. If the bottom pressure or the diastolic gets to 90 or higher, then you are considered also to be hypertensive. Now, picture your circulatory system as a closed circuit, which is designed to accommodate a certain amount of fluid. Usually, the average adult has just about 5 liters of blood, give or take a half a liter, so you can be 4.5 to 5.5.
Okay.
So, if the system is designed to handle that amount of blood, it is structured that way. If for some reason we reduced the space in that system, but the amount of blood continues to be the same, then your pressure goes up. It puts more pressure on the walls of the artery. So you get high blood pressure.
I see.
Now, what happens and why high blood pressure is so dangerous? Because of that increased pressure in the circulatory system or on the artery walls, it simply means that something might just rupture, creating damage in some organs.
And as the saying goes, pressure bust pipe.
Exactly, pressure bust pipe.
Indeed.
And so sometimes you would hear of the occasional, or someone had a stroke, they had a bleed in the brain. And that's because there was an excessive amount of pressure on a particular artery. You get a stroke. So that's a complication of high blood pressure.
Okay.
Same thing can occur in the heart. Now, exactly how do we arrive at having a smaller space for the same amount of blood? You often hear that, you must stay away from grease. There is the chances of you getting cholesterol and so forth. Now, what happens exactly? Inside of your blood vessels, normally everyone just refers to blood vessels as veins. Right. We do have several types of blood vessels: arteries, veins, venules, arterioles, etc. Now, what happens? When grease accumulates inside of the blood vessels, and picture what you call hard water in a regular plumbing system, where there's calcification building up on the inside. Same thing happens when you have an excessive amount of grease. That grease builds up on the inside, it hardens, and it creates less space for the same amount of blood.
I see.
Pressure goes up. And so that is why we discourage the consumption or the use of grease or any oils in your foods. Now, there's good and there's bad, but as a general practice, just try to avoid
Stay away from
the grease.
So, Dr. Wilson, let's talk about the team. Measure your blood pressure accurately, control it, live longer.
Yes. Now, measure your blood pressure accurately. Nowadays, we find that many persons have access to digital blood pressure machines, and they use them quite often. My observations, and they will tell you in the business of medicine, a lot of these machines are actually inaccurate.
Inaccurate, you said?
Yes.
Wow.
If there are disturbances within the environment or the body, you can actually get a wrong reading. So when you're using a digital machine, you first have to be very relaxed, and you basically have to try to avoid moving at all.
Prior to taking the pressure?
While you're taking the pressure. Prior to taking, you try to relax. And then when you're actually in the process of taking the blood pressure, then you need to avoid moving, because a simply movement in the body or twitching can actually give you a wrong reading. And so it is actually better to use the analog machines. For us here in the Federation, we have access to many health centers and professionals who understand how to use those particular types of machine.
The analog ones?
The analog.
Okay, just want the public to get it clear.
Yes. It is not to say that all digital machines would give you a wrong reading, because you would get more or less within a particular range. But when there is a healthcare professional who is actually listening and feeling, then they know for sure, well, that is it. Of course, there's human error. but
like how you put that.
So, a digital machine might be wrong, but there's also the chances of human error. So, but usually our professionals are trained to take blood pressures. That's one of the first things, many of our healthcare professionals learn to do, take a blood pressure, because blood pressure has so many complications. It is important for us to all learn it and take it accurately. So usually when you use a digital machine, you should take at least 3 readings. just to see. If
3 readings consecutively, or take a break and then go back?
Take a break, go again.
Okay.
Usually, the pressure fluctuates based on emotions or physical stress, etc.
Okay.
So that is why it's important to just try to relax.
Okay.
And it is recommended the first reading, you could probably discard it on a digital machine and go again and see what you get. So if you're using the digital apparatus, you basically should go for at least 3 readings and look at the 2 that comes closest.
The time between those 3 readings?
No, at least 5 minutes.
Okay.
First of all, before you take your blood pressure, you should actually be seated and relax for 5 minutes.
Okay.
At least.
Okay.
You should not have had coffee, nor should you have been smoking. If you the same, if you had alcoholic beverages, you can assume that your pressure would be elevated. So usually it's a good idea to take it, when you're fresh at mornings, you have not yet had your coffee and you have not had a smoke or a drink.
Right.
Okay, so it is important, and also important to note that as the day go by and you're building up your stresses of the day, chances are your blood pressure would also be elevated. So you are likely to get a higher blood pressure reading at the end of your workday.
At the beginning of the day. Okay, understood.
Right.
So, Dr. Wilson, there is a difference between signs and symptoms. Can you share with us some of the signs and symptoms of hypertension?
Yes. What I would tell you, and I sort of expected you to ask about this. I want us to get to the bottom line, because for the most part, high blood pressure will neither give you a sign or symptom.
It doesn't. That's why it's called a silent killer. But then how would you know?
That is why it is so important to just take an annual check. Everyone.
So go to the doctor.
Go to the doctor.
Or the health center.
Okay. And just check your blood pressure.
I see.
So where high blood pressure is concerned, signs and symptoms
they normally exist.
Don't really look for it.
But then, Dr. Wilson, after I found out that I have blood pressure, right? Or after I find out I have blood pressure, now when my pressure is high, I feel dizzy, I feel all that. So how come I get those symptoms then, but then I don't have any symptoms before? That's the confusion for me.
Yes, because you are developing complications of the high blood pressure.
Wow.
Now, what happens? Most of us, for example, in the black race, we tolerate higher pressures than persons of Caucasian.
Okay.
So we can tolerate higher blood pressures, but it's not to say that we should just allow it to go high. Now, one of the things that you have to understand, your blood pressure gets elevated. There's a problem with space and the volume of the blood. The heart picks up space. So chances are you will begin to feel a little tachycardic, or you would feel your heart at least racing. So it's a very big, the heart has to do it because it has to empty the chambers very quickly. Because if pressure is allowed to build in the heart, then the heart also grows in size. When the heart grows in size, there is a difficulty feeding in your muscle, and you develop a heart attack. Consequence of high blood pressure. So we learn in consequence, stroke, consequence, high blood pressure. Then the kidney, which filters the blood, if it's coming through too fast and at a very high pressure, then there is also damage in the kidney. And that is why many persons with high blood pressure, which goes unchecked and treated, you develop kidney disease, which could eventually lead to kidney failure. You also have heart failure, and then we can say multiple organ failure, which is almost certain to lead to a quick demise of any individual. So don't really look for the signs and the symptoms. Just go and check your blood pressure, because if you begin to say, oh no, you would get a headache. Yes, high blood pressure can cause headaches. It can cause dizziness, it can cause blackouts. But for 70% of the persons, they would never feel anything. And that's a very high percentage. So please, the best thing to do is simply go at least once per year, have your blood pressure checked. Normally, we consider someone to be hypertensive after we have had 3 checks. They can be weeks apart, which all three readings give you elevated levels. So we confirm that you are actually hypertensive, because anyone can have a moment, excited, emotional, and your blood pressure shoots up. You know, you might just win $1 million and your pressure goes up. But we check that 3 times to confirm that it is actually a high blood pressure.
Okay. Would you know what awareness there is in St. Kitts for persons who are hypertensive, or would you know what is being done on this day?
Well, actually, because we are in the medical profession, and yes, the health centers would, of course, the health promotion unit, they would, of course, be informing the public. They would have a program. But the thing about high blood pressure in the federation, the program is ongoing. It never stops. So there is always a moment. Every week, for instance, at the health centers, there is what you call high blood pressure clinic. So it's a constant thing. So, and I believe it's better that way. Such that persons are always invited in and can at any time just go and take a check. It costs you nothing. Most communities do have a health center, or everyone is saying is would live close to a community with a health center. Just run in and ask for a blood pressure check. It's not a problem.
Run in, he says, but be calm before you take the test.
Yes, don't drink your coffee.
Don't drink your coffee.
And don't smoke. But let me share something with you. Irrespective of what you would hear about high blood pressure or hypertension, don't try to become too technical. Don't confuse yourself. If your top pressure or your systolic pressure is above 140, equal to or above it, that's high blood pressure. If it's equal to or above 90 on the bottom reading, that's high blood pressure. Now you would begin to hear about grade 1, grade 2, grade 3 high blood pressure. Doesn't matter which grade you're in. High blood pressure is high blood pressure. Let the medical professional worry about which grade and how he or she will deal with each grade. Don't worry about it. Then there is primary or essential, often called idiopathic high blood pressure. That's because we can't put our finger on a reason as to why. We know the physiological process, but we can't pinpoint for sure and say, boy, it is exactly these reasons. These are the reasons why it's really up. And in some cases, which is only 5% of the cases, high blood pressure, we can say for sure that's the direct reason. This person may have been taking a particular type of medication, for instance, contraceptives, oral, estrogen. You can say, okay, your blood pressure is elevated as a result of the medication you're taking. Or there has been a kidney condition which provoked the elevation of the blood pressure. Or this person has been smoking cigarette for an extended period. Or this person actually has high cholesterol. So there are a few things where we can actually point out that is the specific reason as to why. And in some cases, we can reverse it, because sometimes it might be a thyroid issue, gland issue in the endocrine system. You may not be able to do anything, but if you control what's going on with the gland, then you control the pressure. So there are moments when we can actually pinpoint the specific cause, and we do call the ones we can't pinpoint, those are essential. It's up because it's up. We don't really know why. And then the secondary causes, only 5%. We can say, hey, it's you that's provoking it. So
somebody with diabetes, are they provoking the high blood pressure if they don't have it?
No. What happened is that it just so happens that because diabetes can affect your circulatory system, the vessels, it can cause some level of deterioration. Then that too, at some point in time, will contribute to hypertension. But it doesn't mean because you have diabetes that you're going to get high blood pressure. Indeed. We should try to control any chronic condition such that it does not lead to another condition.
Got it. And Dr. Wilson, time really flies when we're having important discussion. But just before we wrap this session, can you share with us some lifestyle habits to prevent hypertension?
Okay. This is a very simple trick. Knowing that high blood pressure generally would become, or blood pressures would become elevated because there is a buildup of plaque or grease on the internal walls of your blood vessels. That's what you have to remember.
Okay.
So what do you do to prevent that from happening? In order to get rid of grease, you have to burn it. You burn it by doing exercise.
Okay. There you
So
go.
that's
There's not an easy way.
as simple as that. But the trick is, fats, grease, or cholesterols become elevated in the body when you allow it to simply by not necessarily eating or consuming oils, but consuming starches, especially when you have extended periods of rest. Okay. So if you get home at night and you decide I'm going to have a $3 bread or a $5 bread and I'm going to rest, that starch, body cannot or will not use it because you're resting.
Yes.
So it simply turns it into fat. That's the fat that goes into your blood vessels and it's stored. So it's better to have a salad at night, basically, or if you have salads and proteins as or fiber, as opposed to having direct starch and sugars, because sugars or starches which are not utilized by the body will turn into fat, and eventually it has to put it somewhere. That goes into cholesterol. It's fat in your circulation, and eventually it sticks onto the walls, giving you less space for the same volume of blood, high blood pressure. So exercise is important, diet is important. Alcohol naturally elevates blood pressure, caffeine elevates blood pressure. So we have to, even though sometimes we may have a moment, we all have moments, you should not make it regular. And it's not to say just because you have high blood pressure and your blood pressure is controlled, yes, you can have a drink, no more than 2. I drink, not the bottle, I drink from the bottle. So simple things, dieting, exercising, and you only need to do 45 minutes of exercise daily, 4 days per week. Okay. So it's not even that difficult. Take a walk,
You
go
heard it from the
swimming.
doctor first. He's telling you, listen to the doctor.
And try your best to eat light as you get into your dinner, your supper, because especially if your job is not a night job, right? You're generally going to rest. Do not allow starches to turn into fat, develop cholesterol, develop high blood pressure. Do not allow it, because the complications are continuous. You get strokes, heart attack, heart failure, kidney disease, eye disease, everything. It's some, and the worst thing is that you may never feel anything until you have a complication. And that is why sometimes people just suddenly die. You never know that high blood pressure was there. So we in the Federation, we have access to health centers. Please just run in, get your blood pressure checked. It's very easy. Even some of our pharmacies around the island, they will tell you, hey, have a blood pressure check.
Exactly.
So it's a chronic disease. Millions of persons suffer from it, but 70% of the time you're not going to feel anything. Silent killer. Please just run in and have a check.
Indeed.
I like that.
And we will definitely have to have a part 2 segment with Dr.
Part 2.
We do fascinating stuff.
I don't. It's trying to stuff it all together.
Indeed. Well, Dr. Wilson, we want to thank you for coming in studio and sharing with us.
You're most welcome, and thank you for having me. I think this is becoming a habit.
Yes, a good habit. You're looking out for the nation.
Our pleasure.
Thank you very much, and it's my pleasure to advise, the nation and the region.
Yes, indeed.
We appreciate you. We appreciate
Thank you for having me here, and I hope you learned something this morning.
We learned plenty.
Certainly. Well, there you have it, folks. Stay with us. Much more when we return on GMSKN.
What will it take to grab the attention of someone with the power to make your dream come true? 7 hopeful entrepreneurs in search of the finances necessary to take their ideas to the next level.
This is their lives, right? This is their business.
4 savvy business owners ready to make a pragmatic investment.
You can't help people if you can't help yourself. First, you make the dollar and you give the dollar.
Why you take your business offline?
I really feel that you need to do a little bit more research.
Very knowledgeable. Super knowledgeable.
You have a great idea and a great concept. I think you'd be snapped up by Disney.
If you have a job someplace, it means that if something is not working, you can walk away.
Who will invest?
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Thank you. And who will be sent home with nothing? I am your host, Kevin Hope.
Greetings, my lovely people. I'm Chantel, residing in Taiwan. 12 hours time difference. It's nighttime here, morning time in SK. I'm busy and on the go. However, I always manage to keep up to date with what's happening in SK. All thanks to Good Morning SKN. Good morning SKN. Ciao bango.
What will it take to grab the attention of someone with the power to make your dream come true? 7 hopeful entrepreneurs in search of the finances necessary to take their ideas to the next level.
This is their lives, right? This is their business.
4 savvy business owners ready to make a pragmatic investment.
You can't help people if you can't help yourself. First, you make the dollar and you give the dollar.
Why you take your business offline?
I really feel that you need to do a little bit more research.
Very knowledgeable. Super knowledgeable.
You have a great idea and a great concept. I think you'd be snapped up by Disney.
If you have a job someplace, it means that if something is not working, you can walk away.
Who will invest?
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Thank you. And who will be sent home with nothing? I am your host, Kevin Hope.
Greetings, my lovely people. I'm Chantel, residing in Taiwan. 12 hours time difference. It's nighttime here, morning time in SK. I'm busy and on the go. However, I always manage to keep up to date with what's happening in SK. All thanks to Good Morning SKN. Good morning SKN. Ciao bango.
morning SKN. This is lyrical. I just want to say blessings to you. There are a happy place in the life if you live in there. A happy place in the life if you live in there. But them at a happy place in the life. And they can't change. And they just come out here to do right. So whether day or night, they will never ever change. Blessings, blessings, and blessings.
Yo, this is your boy Smiley of the Grandmasters Band, and you're watching GMSKN. Hey, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, just make sure you're watching GMSKN. What up?
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. A few weeks ago, we featured Brenda Foreman, St. Kitts and Nevis Honorary Consul in Ontario, Canada, to share some details about the ongoing St. Kitts and Nevis Citizenship by Descent drive in Canada. Brenda is joining us again to continue this engaging conversation or discussion right here on Good Morning SKN. So Brenda, welcome back to Good Morning SKN.
Thank you so much for having me again. I'm excited to speak with you guys.
Our pleasure having you this morning.
Happy to have you back, Brenda.
Yes. So I will begin with the question. What are the benefits to the individual and the benefits to the Federation having dual citizenship?
Well, it's not so much the dual citizenship. It's the citizens by descent, because those are the ones we're targeting right now. We want the people who have that attachment and that love for our country, for our federation. We have other citizens who love it, but if you have a parent or a grandparent, you already have that attachment, and we want to form a greater bond. As you know, I was home just a couple weeks ago for Diplomatic Week, and Prime Minister Drew made a few points. He outlined the reasons why we would want our citizens or descendants to come back home, right? He talked about building a sustainable island agenda. The 7 pillars that he mentioned are food security, green energy transition, economic diversification, sustainable industries, the creative economy. These are some of them. And these are the skills that our people have, our young people, that they want to come and share within our federation. So we're excited about that part, especially.
Okay.
Indeed. And Brenda, we know that the St. Kitts Nevis Citizenship by Descent program is an active one that is actually taking place right there in Canada. And there's an ongoing raffle the last time we speak. How is that going?
It's going. Since I spoke with you last, a few people have come and asked questions. They've got calls, emails, and few applications. They're excited about being able to come home to their new home and partake of what we have. You know, our sponsors have been so amazing. You know, Air Canada has been so great. They're giving that airfare, you know, direct flight. They want it down, and you know, then we've got Koi Resort, which is in St. Kitts, who's offering a few nights. And Hamilton Villas is the other one that will be in Nevis, where they can stay. So we're splitting the time so they can enjoy both of the islands. And since I've spoken with you, St. Kitts Railway is now on board. So that they'll be taking them around the island to, you know, enjoy that tour. I love that tour. I took it while I was there too again.
Awesome.
Again, you
and
said.
a few. Yes, I love that tour. It's like
nice.
I feel like a tourist in my own island, because I get to see a different side in the back part of the island. I don't want to say back, the back side of the island. You know, and areas that you don't see when you're driving.
Yes, indeed.
And I take a lot of photos that I'm going to be posting as well.
Nice.
Right. Well, Brenda, let me get a little technical with you. Once that individual becomes successful and he or she receive their citizenship by descent. I know there's a vast amount of country this individual can now travel visa access free. Can you share with those who are watching the program how many countries are there that the St. Kitts passport can welcome them in their country?
Last that we looked was over 162 countries in the world.
Wow.
Where you can have access to, many parts of Europe, Schengen visas. Like, there's so many. And mind you, having a Canadian passport gives them certain accesses as well.
Right.
But we've added that, right? And a plus is becoming part of the CARICOM community.
Yes.
I think that's important because even if you are Canadian, there's certain perks that you do not get, as a community person within the CARICOM.
Okay. Brenda, do you think there will be? Go ahead.
No. Last time I didn't mention the amount of countries, but I'm so happy to say that now over 162, maybe even more. But I'm going to be safe by staying on that path. Right now. Sorry, you were saying.
Indeed. I was about to ask, will there be any incentives for those folks who may question, why should I return to St. Kitts? Because I wasn't born here. Yes, I have lineage here. Will there be any types of incentives to encourage them or to show them this is why you should go back? Because we know there's only one person that's going to win that raffle. What will happen to the others?
Well, the others are going to be proud kittition divisions, as I like to, They are going to be able to help build our country. Bring their skills, share and exchange, number one. We want to nurture that human capital in education and personal skills. Sometimes when you're outside you're a small fish in a big pond.
Yeah.
You come back to a small island where you can share and become part of a very close-knit community. You can, if you have ideas as entrepreneurs, you can build and have a more support being in such a small community, because people are close. We support our own. You can work in both places. You can come home to St. Kitts and Nevis and work on the beach too. You can buy a home now. Yes. You don't get stamped in your passport. You have to leave in a few weeks. You can stay as long as you want. You can go back and forth, and you can pass down. You can invest. You can pass down to your children and your children's children. It's island pride, I like to call it, country pride.
I like
and I think a lot of the people that I'm speaking to now, especially the younger ones, are excited about that. They never thought about it from that angle. Yes, you're Canadian, and it's beautiful, and nothing wrong with that. Okay, but getting an idea of where you're from and feeling a part of something that close and that warm, you can't give that away.
Aww,
interesting,
like
of course, fascinating. And Brenda, for those persons who may have missed the first time you were on the show, sharing some of the application process, rather, can you just refresh their minds how the application process entails or what it entails?
Okay, so simple. You can go online onto our website or onto the government website in St. Kitts as well. Our website is sknttoronto.gov.kn, and we can put that up later. Sure. You go onto forms and guides. Simple steps, 5 basic steps, right? You complete the application form, that's it. And there's a guide that comes along with it. So you follow, as you fill it out, you tick it off, right? You need an original or notarized copy of birth for the applicant, right? That's the applicant needs that. So this notarized copy of your birth must show the name of your parent or parents.
Okay.
Then you need an original or notarized copy of the birth certificate of either parent or grandparent.
Okay.
So that's 2. You also need an original police record with fingerprints if you're over 16 years old.
Okay.
And then 2 color photographs, We're specific in that, but the instructions are there. For example, no hats, no earrings for males, ears and hairline must be, visible. And then there's an international bank money order that you bring in. You can come into the consulate. We'll help you through that process, send it back to the Federation for you. If this is being done in Toronto, it could be done in Ottawa as well. Anywhere within Canada would help. And then comes down, and when we get a stamp that you've been approved, your name goes into the draw, and you have a chance of winning that amazing trip where you're like spoiled and rotten. All expense paid, dinners, tours. You get welcomed home. Everyone, whether you win this trip or not, you're welcomed home. You're brought back into the of your country, your federation.
Interesting.
Brenda, why did Canada end up in this drive? Did it choose you, or did Canada choose it?
Well, we chose it.
Okay, good stuff.
The consulate and the High Commission in Ottawa, the Ministry of Affairs, we think about ways to bring our people back to the roots or the nest, so to speak. And this was one of those years that as a team, we thought about, just to bring attention and because we realized that there was so much potential here. There's so many young people that didn't realize that they had that connection. And once they start realizing that the connection is there, their eyes are open, they realize there's so much that can happen once they start the process.
Can I ask something, Andre, before you continue? Sure. Is there a cutoff age for the person that will apply for citizen by descent?
There is no cutoff age. You can apply any time, but right now we're targeting the youth. Because we want, again, that freshness, the ideas, the innovators that come in. We love our elders because they are the ones that are helping and guiding. But we need to get that, so you call it the brain gain, the talent that's out here to partake in the Federation and vice versa.
Interesting. And Brenda, I know you're the consulate there in Canada for St. Kitts and Nevis, but are you partnering with other consulates around the world so persons of Kittitian or Nevisian descent who see the program that you're doing in Canada and want to be a part of it, but they're living outside of Canada and they would love for their children to actually be a part of the citizenship by descent? Are you in partnership or in dialogues to be open for other persons around the world who want to, own a Kittitian passport?
We are in dialogue with other consulates and embassies around the world. Right now, UK is in full force doing it as well. They started a drive. We want to talk to other places. Mind you, you can apply anywhere. Doesn't matter where. But as for the drive, I think that's what you're asking, right? The actual drive, being able to win a ticket. We are the ones doing it right now. But we are open and we are speaking. So hopefully soon they'll be joining.
Awesome. So that's exactly what makes Canada sets apart from the other applicants around the world. The fact that there will be an all expense trip paid by Air Canada, they will stay at a Koi Resort, they will also stay at Hamilton Beach, and you said Scenic Railway came on board as well. But they
hopefully as we get through this, we'll have other because I'll be getting calls.
Right. And you said the catch.
Yes, because we have some local restaurants that are going to be giving a voucher for a dinner for two and that type of thing. Because we want to make something, a video that will showcase their through their experience. Eyes. So they'll be able to because we see it every day, but when you see it from somebody else's point of view, somebody who's new, who comes in and see, for example, you go to Brimson Hill every day, but when you see someone who's never been to the site and their experience and their reaction, it's like you're seeing it all over again for the first time. True. I really enjoy that. So that's what the video, I think, will help to accomplish, so that other people outside will see, see St. Kitts and Nevis through the eyes of our new citizens.
Right.
And also, these sponsors will be featured because they will be, taped, videotaped, edited, and put out for the world to see.
Indeed.
Brenda, can I ask you, can we have the guests when they come here after their experience and going back on our program, or do we have to wait until you have that part first?
Oh, I think this is something we can definitely speak about. I don't think they would mind. I can't say yes yet. Okay. But I think anybody who, even if they're shy, because I'm a little shy speaking, in public this way, but I'm so passionate about my country, my federation, that I will talk about it all day. But I will bring that up definitely with our High Commission and the ministry. And I think them being able to speak freely about their experiences would add to the experience. So and everybody has heard that because now we're in the airwaves, right?
Yes. We're putting it out there, we're putting it in the universe.
Indeed.
Yes, thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Of course. And Brenda, as we wrap this segment, is there any final words you want to say to the people in St. Kitts Nevis, or those persons who actually see the show, watching the show, and see this program?
In Canada right now.
Right.
They should apply.
What's your final words for them who's watching?
My final words for both. Number one, if you're out here in the diaspora, apply. Even if you don't win, you're still winning because you're becoming a citizen of St. Kitts and Nevis. The experiences that you're going to have, the connections that you're going to make, the way you're going to be able to give back to your people and receive in return is, you can't put a price on that. We have some time because the draw is not until September. You have some time, but it takes a while to get a police record, to fill forms out, send it in to make sure that, everything is on point, right? And then to the people of St. Kitts and Nevis, our citizens, my fellow citizens who are listening, we know they're excited about seeing their sisters and brothers come home to them. They're always there with open, with welcome people with open arms. And people out here are going to see that, because when you live in a culture in North America, it's a little bit different. It's a go pace. But when you come to the islands, it's so different. It's warmer. It's more welcoming. Every time I come home, I want to miss my flight coming back. I'm thinking,
next time.
Yes, we can work something out. Yeah. I don't want to leave home. Although I love being here and I love the work that I do, I love coming home. And every single person that's come home for the first time always say that. So that's what I want them to experience.
I agree. Well, Brenda, thank you so much for joining us this morning. And we want to say a big thank you for looking out for the people in the Federation that are living in Canada. Continue to doing good and continue for looking out for the Federation.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you both and the job you're doing. You're doing an amazing job, by the way. I watch you now. You're on my list.
I appreciate it.
Well, get all the others in Canada to watch us as well, in the diaspora.
Yes, we're working on that, and this is another skill that we can exchange. We've got a lot of journalists here too who can, maybe you guys can work together and build something worldwide, national.
Yes.
Awesome.
Good stuff.
Well, there you have it, folks. Miss Brenda Foreman, consulate there in Canada, representing St. Kitts and Nevis. Thank you so much for joining us again, Brenda. We look forward to chatting with you soon in the near future.
Yes. Thank you both. Have a great day.
You too. GMSKN Nation, stay tuned. Much more after this short break.
no cash, no card, no problem. Jad, embrace the freedom.
Yeah.
An exotic experience.
Good morning, SKN. Wagwan. Yo, it's Ben's Lad coming to you live from Jamaica. You see it, go already. See me, I say Caribbean people stand up and I love this. This show is very important. You understand me? Yeah, man. Studio 327. Ben's Lad. It's a big up. See me, I say. I'm the whole innocent crew. Yeah, man. More love.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. And folks, we're about to discuss an interesting topic this morning.
You think?
It sure is. What makes a person beautiful? Is beauty truly in the eye of the beholder? That is exactly what we will be discussing in today's episode of Loosen Up. So, Courtney, what do you think?
I like that. Loosen up.
What do you think? You think beauty is in the eye of the beholder?
Well, this is what I am going to tell you now. So I did a bit of research, and from bambooearth.com, it says the dictionary defines beauty that is in the eye of the beholder to mean that the perception of beauty is subjective. What one person finds beautiful, another may not. So this means beauty does not exist on its own, but it is created by observers.
By the observer.
Because, and locally we like to say, or where I'm from in Ghana, we like to say everybody have their own vroom vroom cheese, or everybody have their own match.
Right.
Because what that person may see in that person as beautiful, the other might say, that person ain't look good, or, we discriminate.
I agree.
But to each his own. So beauty is definitely in the eye of the person that beholds it.
I agree.
Everybody won't have the same.
I agree. And in fact, human eyes are objectively beautiful. So indeed, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Because human eyes are beautiful.
All the colors we have out here.
Indeed.
I like that one, Audrey.
Indeed. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
I like that.
Our eyes are beautiful.
Indeed.
Yep.
And what do we think when we say, what makes a person beautiful to you, Andre?
Well, it depends.
Okay.
It depends. Someone, I mean, if you're speaking physically,
okay,
someone can be beautiful physically, but
what about beauty inside out?
That's most important. I think beauty internally is what makes someone
you
truly beautiful
on the outside.
I agree.
It is definite. Beauty is definitely in the eyes of the beholder. So from Ipsos.com, beauty is skin deep. The saying goes. Confidence, kindness, happiness, dignity, and intelligence all ranked in the top 5 out of the 19 attributes that people said make the opposite and the same sex beautiful.
Wow, interesting.
So do you see that?
Interesting.
So confidence. Yeah, because when people see you confident, oh, beautiful confidence.
Yep.
You know, we often say that.
I agree. I agree. Well, people knows what's attractive. Yep. But people might prefer different flavors of attractive.
Flavors? I never looked at it. Anjana, you're going to make me hungry this morning?
All right, let me give you a scenario. One girl might prefer a long, dark hair, tall guy with broad shoulders.
Oh, Jesus. No, we are going to the novel.
Yes, another might prefer a blonde, tall guy with broad shoulders.
Oh, Jesus. Now we're going to the model books.
Both girls would prefer, or should I say all girls would prefer a tall guy with broad shoulders over a short guy with small shoulders.
Discrimination.
It is. It is definitely discrimination, but it's a fact.
So beauty is definitely subjective.
Yep, it is subjective indeed.
What in this? Wow. So the little guy isn't going to get any love, but he has his
No
match.
pun intended.
He has his match.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everyone has their match out there.
Everyone has their match, as we said, and beauty is definitely in the eyes of the beholders.
So the beholder, you would say, sees the outer.
Hopefully they see the outer and the inner, because you know sometimes you see a person of a certain ethnicity,
right,
and you expect them to speak a certain way, and then when they open their mouth, they scare you in a good way, not like frighten you, but because their appearance and their accent doesn't match.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah, so I guess for the person that is seeing someone as beautiful, because beauty, I think beauty comes with time.
Oh yeah.
Because even the flowers, you see the flower and be like, that flower ugly, but when that flower blooms, Andre, think about it.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful. So I think beauty comes with time. So you getting to know somebody. Okay, let's talk about a relationship. I love relationships. So you start out just speaking as friends.
Right.
You find the person attractive, and then as you learn a bit of them every day, you be like, wow, she's not only beautiful outside, or he's not. Well, guys are not beautiful, but he's not only handsome outside, he has a beautiful inside. But
get it.
you see, so beauty,
It does.
It takes time.
But what makes a person beautiful? I think confidence.
Yep, as we just said.
Kindness, strong character, honesty, loyalty,
integrity,
and sense of responsibility. Those are what makes a person beautiful. If you're looking internally.
Yep, indeed.
Yep.
And ParisianPure.com says, a woman who is passionate about life, shows compassion, pursues learning, keeps a sense of adventure, refuses to give up, and believes she is worthy. This woman creates an energy that many would consider beautiful. Let's be sure our inner and outer beauty work in harmony. So we can't be pretty on the outside and then we are like wretched devils on the inside. That doesn't make sense.
No sense whatsoever.
It has to match.
When a person loses these values, like no matter how beautiful they look on the outside,
use an ugly person.
Physically, that is. They become unattractive.
Yeah.
They do become unattractive. Trust me, they do. So make sure your inner beauty matches your
outer beauty.
Yep.
But
what makes you feel beautiful?
Before we go on to that, we know beauty attributes to women, right?
Right.
So let me tell you what the men say about what they think
I want to hear
is
this
beautiful.
one.
So men prefer a woman who can stay calm and relaxed. We know that. They don't like to argue. So men find women more attractive when they are neat and clean. Men find women who smell nice and who have clean hair and hydrated skin more attractive than a face perfectly covered with makeup. Beauty is more than makeup and a fancy haircut. So now I understand for the fellas, it goes deep. So,
it does.
And I know there are some gentlemen that I know that don't like the face paint. They be like, why you?
But it enhances, it brings out so much of a woman's beauty.
It does, but they don't like it because some of it fools them.
Listen.
Imagine the fellow goes home with a Princess Diana, and then when he is done, he gets a drag whore. That does not. No.
Listen, to each his own. I believe the paint and the makeup, it enhances beauty.
It does. But some fellas ain't like it, Andre. Trust me. I know a few of them.
Listen, some fellas missing out big time.
On the makeup?
Yes, they are.
You best believe they will tell you, no, sir.
Really?
We ain't missing out. We ain't want down with woman face. We want to see them looking plain and simple and lovely. We like to see the natural.
Listen, there's no harm in a little beauty.
You hear this song? She's a natural beauty. She don't need no makeup to be a cutie.
Tell us
Taurus Riley,
okay.
she's a
there
queen.
You go. You're a beautiful one. There you go.
Indeed. So you were asking what makes us feel beautiful?
Yeah, what makes you feel beautiful? Like, I see you, you look beautiful, but what makes you feel beautiful?
Okay. First for me, it would be taking care of my body. So when I'm in a certain weight, I feel good about myself. Because then I don't have to worry, this is not going to fit or that's not going to fit. Or when I put on my jeans, I'm going to have an extra top. You know, my muffin top's going to be on. All I need to do is put on some frosting. No. So spa days. I like my spa days. I like my healthy food.
Right.
Being at ease with myself. Being comfortable with content and not thinking, oh, I have to put on this or I have to put on that to look like somebody else.
Right.
And the need to compare myself to somebody else. There's only one Cortensia. If God wanted a million Cortensias, they can have the same name, but they're not going to be the same individual. So what makes me feel beautiful is being comfortable with Cortensia and not comparing Cortensia to the plants over there. Yeah.
I get it.
And my inner peace.
Oh, yeah.
And we like to say accepting our flaws, but why do we use the word flaws? When God made us, he didn't see flaws. We should say accepting our intricacies, because as we get older, we put on weight and things look different, but we shouldn't call them flaws because there's no such thing as flaws.
I agree.
Especially when it comes to our being.
So you think persons should embrace their flaws?
See? I don't want to use the word flaws. Embrace the changes to your bodies because they're not flaws. We are not flawed people.
And listen.
We may have flawed attitudes, but we weren't made flawed. We were made exactly how he wanted us to be made.
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, that's what makes you happy. What makes me happy or what makes Andre happy is just being happy. Being happy makes me...
just build me up to this situation and it's just to be happy.
Yeah. Just being happy makes me feels happy.
Wow.
Laughing frequently.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Them things make you feel happy.
They do.
Those things make you feel literally beautiful.
Beautiful.
And as you were saying...
literally handsome, because we can't call you beautiful.
Well, but yeah. And as you just said, accepting that your body is always changing.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. It's changing. It's not flawed. Stop saying flaws.
Your body's always changing indeed.
Let's talk about the beauty standards because that's a big topic. A big topic. And I'll start off. This one comes from timesofindia.com. Beauty standards are a set of values applied to the appearance of both men and women to be regarded as beautiful and handsome in order to rightly fit in the communities. These standards are concerned with people's skin, hair, clothing, and other parts of the body.
It's sad but true.
Very sad.
Sad but true. I mean, you've seen some of these beauty competitions. Like, if you don't fit the criteria, you can't even sign up.
You can't sign up.
You cannot.
That's bad.
Listen, I've been watching pageants over the years, and let me tell you something. I can guarantee you why. I think it was 2019 when Miss South Africa, that Girls,
Yes.
when she
Zozubini.
when she won that competition, it shocked the world because it's very rare you find a woman with like
a
bald headed, so to speak, won this pageant. It was something.
She was striking with it though.
It was fascinating, and it's sad persons have to look at the physical attributes of someone to think that they're beautiful.
And not look at the inside because she is educated.
Exactly.
She is smart. She carries herself well. Look at her skin tone. She hardly had on makeup. She didn't have to wear the extra. No pun or offense intended. She didn't have to wear the extensions. She didn't have to do the whole shebang. She was just herself, and look, it got her to the top. So being yourself. But before we go, let's talk about the beauty standards of today. Small waist, long hair, flawless skin. Women are required to be this perfect image when nobody is perfect. They're also expected to wear makeup in their daily lives. Like some people sleep in makeup. Some people go to the gym in makeup.
That's true.
They're expected to stay skinny with curves in the right places. How is that possible? We even see the stuff that they do to themselves. Imagine you have boop and then your legs look like yeah, I can't even say twigs. So you look like apple on twigs.
Matchstick.
It's not. I was trying not to say matchstick. And I was even surprised that Korea, a research was done in 2015, and a global survey by the International Society of Aesthetic Plastic Surgeon placed South Korea in the top 10 countries who have the highest rate of cosmetic surgeries, Andre. Korean beauty standards prioritize a slim figure, V-shaped jaw, dewy skin, pale skin, straight eyebrows, smooth skin, and large eyes.
All about the physicality.
Wow, that's crazy though. Very,
sad.
very sad. And lastly, let's talk about the toxic beauty standards. That promote a narrow definition of beauty. These standards are often perpetuated by the media, celebrities, and influencers, and can lead to feelings of inadequacy and low self-esteem in those who do not fit the mold.
Sad.
Because we watch influencers and we want to look like them. Like there's this new makeup trend. You put this white powder at the bottom of your face. You apply your makeup and then it's supposed to make you look like the filter from your phone. And the filters on those phones, Andre, I will never use them. I'm very sorry. That's not me. I want when people see me, they see Cortensia.
I agree.
But you don't look in your pictures.
I agree.
So I just really think the beauty standards, we have to get back to the basics. Just be yourself. Love yourself. Don't let the influencers or anybody else that you look up to make you feel small.
There you go, folks. That's all we have today in Loosen Up.
Yeah, stay beautiful.
Stay beautiful.
Stay you.
I agree. Just stay you. Simple as that. Stay you, be you, and that's most beautiful.
Yes, indeed.
Stay with us, guys. Much more when we return on GMSKN.
Yo, this is your boy Smiley of the Grandmasters Band, and you're watching GMSKN. Hey, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, just make sure you're watching GMSKN. What up?
What will it take to grab the attention of someone with the power to make your dream come true? 7 hopeful entrepreneurs in search of the finances necessary to take their ideas to the next level.
This is their lives, right? This is their business.
4 savvy business owners ready to make a pragmatic investment.
You can't help people if you can't help yourself. First, you make the dollar and you give the dollar.
Why you take your business offline?
I really feel that you need to do a little bit more research.
Very knowledgeable. Super knowledgeable.
You have a great idea and a great concept. I think you'd be snapped up by Disney.
If you have a job someplace, it means that if something is not working, you can walk away.
Who will invest?
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Thank you. And who will be sent home with nothing? I am your host, Kevin Hope.
Good morning. This is Karen of Paris and support from Paris Lamont. I want to encourage y'all to sign on to Good Morning SKN every morning from 8 to 10 at Studio 327. Thanks.
Yo, what up? It's your boy and Richie right here at Studio 327. I'm here to give you the promo that you guys need because this is something special for St. Kitts. I'm telling you, tune in to Good Morning SKN, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on YouTube, Facebook, and on Moment Channel 4. Also, I realize nobody else is doing this. Follow the Good Morning SKN Instagram at Good Morning SKN and the Studio 327 Inc. Instagram. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook. This is pretty long, but follow us and yeah.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. And in anticipation of this segment, myself and Andre, we're just having a little debate with the crew members what we do to roti. And so it's World Baking Day today. So today we'll be honoring the skills, techniques, and creativity involved in creating some of the world's most famous dessert baked goods. In this segment, we'll be voting yay or nay on some baked goods from around the world. Join the fun and leave us your votes in the comment section and tell us what is your favorite baked dessert.
Can't wait to see these comments.
Yeah. So guys, is roti fried or is roti baked? Roti is baked. According to this,
I think it's pan
chef,
fried.
It's not.
It's pan fried.
Can we pull up a YouTube video?
You heat the pan and you roll out your flour.
Your roti.
And you put it in the pan.
It's not fried. What pan? No, this pan is a round pan, flat pan that has a handle. Nobody puts no roti in no frying pan.
It's fried. The pan fried.
No.
Listen,
Chefs
you put a little
that
bit
make
of oil.
Roti, with the exception of this chef, please tell the chef
But look how
roti's
this girl
baked.
trying to listen. I am the chef here and I am telling you roti is pan fried.
No.
You heat the pan and you put a little tips of oil in the pan and you roll out your dough and you put it in there and you flip it and you flip it and you...
I am the woman that comes from the country that has the debate of curry chicken or chicken curry, and roti is baked on a pan.
This is the reason why I am in support of our Trinis when it comes on to roti. Not guy.
We don't care.
Back to regular programming, guys.
All because he wants to fry the roti, he's not going to support me. We are going to agree to disagree that it's baked.
Oh, there you go.
I win. Well,
roti.
Pie.
Apple pie.
It's nice. It's nice. I'm gonna give it a yay. And the fact that it looks so good, it's well basted on top there. Oh my gosh, that looks like when you cut into that, it's just gonna flake away and melt in your mouth. So I'm gonna give it a yay.
I'm going to give it a yay as well.
Okay.
However, some persons tend to overdo it with the crust. Too much crust and less filling. It's true.
You heard it from the chef. I can't say.
Trust me, I've buy some pie right here in SK and let me tell you, pure crust.
Will I have a co-host tomorrow? Because if he goes out,
listen, it's the truth. People here in SK, y'all stop make the crust so thick. It's too heavy and limited amount of filling.
Oh gosh. Okay.
But it's good though. I'll give them that.
Andre, you know when I laugh excessively, just mama guided, and then it's good though. So yeah. Ooh, making the segment fun.
Ooh,
I think this is this Egyptian or Indian? Because it looks like it's sugar rings that is filled with cream and drizzled with nuts.
Listen,
you don't know this dessert?
Listen, from me see this, me see diabetes. From I see this gonna give me 1 foot. This one, it's beautiful. Listen, we were just speaking about beauty, eye of the beholder. Looking at this is beautiful, and indeed we eat with our eyes. It's a beautiful dessert, but it's a nay for me. Just look at the sugar crystal, just laughing. This is immediate diabetes. 1 foot right there. That's a nay for me. Come on, stop laughing.
Listen,
it's the truth. It's a nay for me.
Andre, you're gonna make me mess up my makeup.
Cinnamon rolls. Yes. This is a definitely a for. Love me some cinnamon, especially when they're soft and moist and hot. Give me some cinnamon.
Should have it, but yeah. I like cinnamon.
Listen, catch yourself, please. Catch yourself.
How can I catch myself after what you did to me?
Love me some cinnamon rolls.
Yeah.
They're awesome.
So this is a yay for us. Definitely a yay.
Party, please, I'm begging you.
Wow.
What's this one? Stonska starter. What is this? This reminds me.
This looks like something from.
This looks like this. Is it a dessert?
It looks like spaghetti and corned beef.
It looks like corned beef packed. I was just about to say this looks like penny, and you mix up the penny pasta with some corned beef, and this doesn't look like a dessert.
That's a name
this
for me.
is not only it's unattractive, but it's just not fitting for a dessert. I'm sorry, I'm being real. It's unattractive. Desserts are supposed to...
This is making me cry today.
Carty, please. Desserts are supposed to be attractive. This one is not. Stonska torta? Bye. It's a nay for me. Guys, what's happening with Carty? Bagels.
Oh my gosh.
Bagels are. Listen. Catch ourselves, please. What do you think about these bagels?
No, before the show is done.
Listen, folks, the studio is cracking up. I don't know why, but it seems like it's cracking. What do you think about these bagels?
You see, you have me holding up the wrong side. Oh my gosh.
I love bagels.
Bagels are nice.
But bagels, they need enhancement. I'm sorry, bagel needs.
Too dry.
I cannot eat bagels. Just like, please do not give me bagels. Bagels just. You can do nothing with a bagel for it to taste nice. They're just dry. They just. Listen, I can't continue with Carty. I'm sorry.
No more desserts. Well,
bye bagels. It's a no for me.
Oh my gosh.
But they're beautiful, but I just think bagels are too dry.
Yeah. And then when you put them in the toaster, that's where you have to be mindful.
That's it.
That they don't.
The only way bagels are tasty is if you enhance them. Give them a nice filling. So
salmon,
right,
capers,
right,
red onions, cream cheese,
a nice spread on it.
Yeah.
But bagels on a whole, it's just.
Andre, I've laughed my eyelash off even. Wow, is that serious around these parts? I like them, but no. Cream puffs. Yeah, cream puffs every day, all day.
Cream puffs are nice. Yeah. I appreciate me a good cream puff.
So when are you going to bring us some baked goods?
What do you want? Tell me.
I want the... What is it called? The Jamaican buns?
Jamaican buns?
The coconut buns that have in all the I think cherry, the green.
Listen, I think you should stick to roti. Yeah? We have no coconut bun. It's our Easter bun. You're referring to Easter with our prune, our raisin.
Yeah, but doesn't that have coconut in it?
Where?
I thought it had
not a coconut in our bun. Listen, don't try to.
You see the man tell me stick to my culture.
Listen, not a coconut in our bun.
Okay.
We have coconut buns, yes,
okay.
But
I want sweet potato pie.
You mean pudding? Sweet potato pudding?
Yeah.
Where you get sweet potato pie from, girl? What's wrong with you this morning? It's pudding.
Okay, I said the wrong thing. Sweet potato pudding with the coconut shavings on top.
I could make you a
and
wonderful.
The raisin soaking a little extra.
Awesome.
Yes.
I guarantee I'm going to make you a pudding.
Okay, so we're holding on to that, guys.
And I'm going to bring it right here in studio so we could cut it together.
Yes.
Looking
so we
forward.
can tell if it has too much dough or anything.
You see? Start already.
Ooh,
What's this one?
Tuna jello pie? No, that's nasty.
Tuna jello pie.
That's nasty.
This look like a dessert, but they fill it with onion and.
Say that word again.
This looks like a dessert, but they fill it with onions and chopped hub, as the locals call it, hubs and thyme. This look like. This looks like onion and scallion mixed up in tomato sauce and they pour it.
But it's jello. But I like the crust though. The crust look healthy.
The crust looks awesome.
But this is
it's
nasty.
golden brown and it's one of the physical. When you're judging a good pastry, golden brown texture is one thing that you have to go for.
Okay. What about flakiness?
Flakiness, depending on the type of pastry, it's a plus. But this right here, tuna jello pie, no, it's a nay for me.
Can't walk.
Now work at all. This look like, as I said, tomato sauce mixed with onion and scallion.
Indeed.
Who eats that?
Oh, cornbread. I'm not a cornbread lover, but it looks nice.
It looks nice, but...
You like cornbread?
I do eat it ever so often, but it's just...
You make it?
I've never made a cornbread.
Okay.
Never.
I don't know. It must at least it's a corn pie and it has to be a little piece.
Funny enough, Americans love the corn pie.
Oh, the cornbread?
Well, yeah, corn. Well, isn't this a cornbread?
That's a cornbread. We do the corn pie, don't we?
But first of all, why is this in this shape? Bread not supposed to cut like this.
But because it's what it is, maybe that's why.
Cornbread.
So you want to cut it square?
I want to see a loaf. I was looking for a loaf.
Oh, you're looking for a loaf.
Right.
Oh, you didn't expect it to come in the Paris.
Right.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess.
But cornbread, they're okay. I'll give it a year.
Not my cup of tea, but it looks nice.
It does.
If I can give you a thumbs up for it looking nice, yeah. Hopefully it's not stiff. You know, you pelt the dog with it, and that's it. That's it. Ooh.
Whoopie pie.
Jesus.
I've never seen this.
It looks good, but as Andre said, I don't want a 1 foot.
Whoopie pie.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what it reminds me of.
Oreo, but you know the big cookies? You know, like the ginger cookies? It look like the ginger cookies with cream filling in between. Yeah.
Right.
But this is a chocolate one though.
It reminds me of those frozen dessert, like an ice cream, like a sandwich ice cream.
Ice cream sandwich.
Yes, it looks like it. It's a yay for me. It looks attractive.
It looks nice. That's the only reason why, because I don't technically know how it tastes.
Yay to whoopie pies.
Yep. Indeed to the whoopie pie. Wow.
I like it.
Whoopi Goldberg. Oh,
but how would you make this interesting?
How would you make it interesting?
Like the filling, I would change it from white filling to like a strawberry filling, a lemon filling.
I guess they do have varieties or variations.
I guess.
Yeah.
Baked apples. People eat apples for
yeah. But these look like the apples, you know, when as young kids our parents had the fruits on the table.
Listen, we're going to give this a nay because first of all, who baked fruits?
Who baked fruits?
Yeah, like how you don't kill the ingredients when you
No, but maybe this have a kind of vibe to it. Maybe you should try it in the kitchen and let us know.
I'm gonna try this one. I've never baked apples before, and it seems like it's stuffed with filling inside.
Yeah, they look like they put something in there because something looked to be used up.
Baked
maybe
apples.
they core it, cut up the apples itself, seasoned it with the cinnamon and whatever else, and then put it back in there and then bake it.
Interesting.
Not bad.
I like the creativity of it. I've never seen stuffed apples before.
Yeah, it looks plastic to me though. As I said, it reminds me of the apples that were on the table.
Right.
Yeah, but no, I wouldn't. No, it's not.
It's not my cup of tea.
It's not appealing.
It's not.
No. This is a joke.
Ham and banana hollandaise.
This is a joke.
First of all, this banana is green banana or ripe banana?
You got me snorting. Why you got me snorting on national television?
Who gonna put hollandaise on banana? Tell me. Hollandaise is what in a dressing?
The egg mix.
Listen, some things that people consume.
Yep.
Looking at this.
Yeah, some people are different.
You find this attractive?
No, that's why I have an A, because I'm not gonna eat that.
Desserts are supposed to be attractive, beautiful, appealing. This not appealing, none at all. Okay. And then they wrap it with what?
Ham
and banana hollandaise. This one is definitely.
This could be for breakfast, but not a dessert.
First of all, I have seen something like this, but it's the banana is caramelized. So you heat the pan with a little butter and you add some sugar, and as soon as it starts to brown, you flambe it with a little orange liqueur, and then you add the banana, the right banana, and it makes a perfect dessert.
Yeah, but not that.
Not this.
That's breakfast. That's definitely breakfast.
This reminds me of, the baby Gerber.
Gerber food?
Gerber food.
Oh my gosh, no.
It's a no for me.
It's a no.
I'm sorry. Ham and banana hollandaise.
See, that's what I mean, because that's what the bun looks like.
You said something about coconut. We know the coconut bun.
Okay.
We don't first of all, you got to get it right, because you're not going to make my, fans or persons watching from Jamaica and say, listen, how you make the girl chastise with bun? Sit there and let she chastise with bun.
Okay, guys, I'm not going to chastise your bun anymore.
But fruitcakes are awesome. I like this.
But they differ though, because the fruitcake we make in the Caribbean, Andre, it's normally dark. And we call it black cake, the Christmas cake.
Right.
So I guess to each his own, everybody has their different...
Everyone have their own fruitcake. But fruitcake on a whole, they're awesome.
Yeah.
I love them. Especially always.
Why am I holding red? It's supposed to be green.
It's a year for me. I love me some fruitcake, especially when it's moist and juicy and have all those Caribbean fruits.
Oh Lord, look at that.
Love it. What is this one? Bologna cake.
You know what that is? It's bologna.
Bologna.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So this is sausage?
Sausage and icing.
This is not no sausage. Bologna. It is?
Achoo.
Well, listen, this definitely get an A for creativity from me, because I would never imagine it was sausage.
Okay. No.
But you think it's icing or it's...
You want to think it's ranch dressing?
Right.
So it can vibe together with the chips and everything?
I would give it a yeah.
Okay.
I would give it a yeah. The only reason why is because I think the filling, not just the bolognese,
bologna.
The bologna, but if that filling is, say, for example... Listen, guys, this segment is having us.
Andre, I have to preserve the makeup until the show is done.
Listen, I will give that a yeah. It's creative. I like it. Doing bologna in a cake form. You don't like it?
No, I don't like bologna.
I love it.
I don't like the taste of that particular
It looks lopsided though. But I give an A for creativity.
Oh my God.
Orty, please catch yourself. Listen, we're having so much fun, but this is where we have to say so long, farewell to you, my friends. Goodbye for now, until we meet again. We had so much fun.
We meet, I'm not crying.
Listen, folks, thank you so much for joining us today. Tune in daily, where you'll find a little bit of everything for everyone. Get your friends and families to watch. Remember to follow us on our social media platforms, including Facebook and YouTube at Studio327 Inc. and Instagram at Good Morning SKN. Remember to like, subscribe, follow, and share. Also, check out our website at Studio327Inc.com to learn more about GMSKN and Studio 327.
And once again, thank you for taking us to 1K. We really appreciate you, and we're looking to go beyond beyond. No, we're not just going to stay there. We're looking to go beyond. So we're looking forward to your support. Remember to share, and get your friends to subscribe. Even if they don't watch it when we're on, they can go back and watch it afterwards. We appreciate you. Thank you for getting us there, and we look forward to your continued support. So leave us a comment and let us know what was your favorite part of today's show, and see you tomorrow at 8 a.m. when you will start your morning with us right here at Good Morning SKN. Thank you for watching. Have a good day, and remember, if you can't have a good one, according to Tabitha Brown, don't go messing up nobody else's. Thanks for watching, guys.
Have a productive day, folks.